The Great Journeys, a fascinating look at animal migration across continents. Migration is one of nature's most incredible feats, a journey that tests endurance, survival skills, and the instinctual drive of the animal kingdom. Each year, millions of animals embark on journeys across continents, navigating vast distances, harsh climates, and numerous obstacles. From the Arctic to the Antarctic, from forests to deserts, migration patterns differ by species, but the one constant is that these animals travel for survival, seeking food, mating opportunities, and better living conditions. The phenomenon of animal migration is not only an extraordinary display of biological prowess but also a reminder of the delicate balance of ecosystems and the changing forces of our planet. In this article, we will explore the mystery and marvel of animal migration, focusing on the species that embark on these long, grueling journeys across continents. Through this discussion, we will understand the reasons behind these migrations, how these animals manage to undertake such epic trips, and how modern science is uncovering the secrets of these movements. 1. The concept of animal migration. Migration, in its most basic definition, refers to the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. However, when it comes to large-scale movements, migration can be so expansive that it spans entire continents. The primary reasons for animal migration are to find food, breeding grounds, or better climates. This natural instinct ensures the survival of the species and ensures that each generation has the best chance of thriving. Unlike the daily movements animals make in search of food or shelter, migration involves long-distance travel over a longer period. Usually, it's an annual event. Migration is a complex process influenced by various factors such as environmental cues, the animal's internal biological clock, and genetic instincts. While most migrations happen in a specific direction, some species migrate in circular or irregular patterns, always returning to the same place from where they started. 2. The role of climate and seasonal changes. Climate change plays a significant role in the migration of animals, especially when it comes to temperature regulation and food availability. Many species that migrate across continents are highly sensitive to environmental conditions, and these migrations are often driven by changing seasons. As the weather shifts, food sources dwindle, and the animal populations must move to more hospitable areas. For example, birds that migrate from the northern regions of North America to the southern parts of South America are responding to the winter months' harsh conditions. The shorter days and lower temperatures decrease the availability of insects and plants that birds rely on for nutrition, prompting them to move southward for a more temperate climate. Similarly, the migration of wildebeest in the Serengeti is timed to coincide with the rainy season when new grass and other food sources become abundant. 3. Birds. The feathered nomads. Birds are perhaps the most well-known migrants, undertaking some of the longest journeys in the animal kingdom. Their ability to navigate across continents and cover vast distances is nothing short of extraordinary. One of the most famous examples is the Arctic tern, which holds the record for the longest migration of any animal. These birds travel approximately 70,900 kilometers, 44,000 miles, annually between their breeding grounds in the Arctic and their wintering grounds in the Antarctic. The Arctic tern's migration is not only the longest but also the most extreme, as it moves from one of the coldest places on Earth to one of the hottest. These birds take advantage of favorable winds and ocean currents, using the Earth's natural forces to assist them during their journey. Their flight patterns are a marvel of precision and endurance, as they traverse entire oceans and encounter several different ecosystems. Another well-known bird migrator is the monarch butterfly. Though technically an insect, it displays the kind of migratory behavior that is similar to that of birds. Monarchs travel from Canada and the northern United States to Mexico every fall. The migration spans 4,000 kilometers, 2,500 miles, and is made by multiple generations of butterflies, with each generation dying before the next group of butterflies completes the journey. The fact that monarch butterflies manage to navigate such a long distance, across several generations, is an enigma that scientists are still attempting to understand fully. 4. Mammals. The giants on the move. Among mammals, migration takes on different forms. Some, like caribou, embark on seasonal journeys that help them survive the harsh conditions of the Arctic and subarctic regions. Caribou are known to travel thousands of kilometers across the tundra, crossing rivers and climbing mountains as they move between their calving grounds and their wintering areas. One of the most iconic mammals to undertake migration is the African elephant. Elephants are known to move across vast distances in search of food and water. Their migrations are often influenced by the availability of resources in their environment, and they tend to follow ancient migration routes that have been passed down through generations. Other large mammals, like whales, also undertake impressive migrations. Humpback whales, for example, travel between their feeding grounds in the cold waters of the North Atlantic and the warm waters of the Caribbean or the South Pacific, where they breed. Their journey spans up to 5,000 kilometers, 3,000 miles, and can take several months to complete. 5. Insects and small creatures, the unsung travelers. While larger animals often take the spotlight when it comes to migration, insects also play a critical role in these great journeys. Perhaps the most famous of these migrators is the monarch butterfly, but there are many other insect species that migrate as well. For example, locusts can migrate in massive swarms that cover entire regions. These migrations are often triggered by changes in food availability and weather conditions, and the swarms can sometimes travel vast distances across countries or even continents. The migration of the dung beetle is another example, although on a much smaller scale. Dung beetles follow a unique route as they travel in search of food, often covering miles to find their next source of nourishment. Their ability to navigate such large distances for their size is one of the lesser-known feats of nature. 6. Reptiles, the cold-blooded travelers. Reptiles, too, engage in migration, though often in subtler ways. The green sea turtle is a remarkable migrant that travels thousands of kilometers across the oceans to return to the beaches where they were born. Female sea turtles return to these beaches to lay their eggs, while males typically spend their lives in the ocean. Similarly, some species of snakes, like the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, are known to migrate over land in search of suitable hibernation sites or to avoid unfavorable climates. Though these migrations are often shorter compared to the vast distances covered by birds or whales, they still require incredible stamina and adaptability. 7. Migration patterns and navigation. The ability of animals to navigate vast distances across continents has long been a subject of fascination for scientists. Researchers have discovered that animals use a variety of methods to find their way, relying on the sun, stars, magnetic fields, and even scent trails to guide them. Birds are known to use the position of the sun in the sky and the Earth's magnetic field to help them navigate, while sea turtles use the Earth's magnetic field and the position of the stars to find their way across vast oceans. Some animals, like caribou, rely on their keen sense of smell to locate food and water, while others, like elephants, use environmental cues to determine the right time to move. These navigation skills are so precise that animals can travel thousands of kilometers and return to the exact location where they started. This level of orientation is a fascinating mystery that scientists are only beginning to fully understand. 8. The impact of human activity on migration. While animal migration has been happening for millions of years, human activity has had a significant impact on these journeys. Habitat loss, climate change, and human infrastructure, such as roads, buildings, and airports, have created barriers that disrupt migratory routes. Animals may find themselves navigating through urban areas or encountering obstacles that prevent them from reaching their destination. One example of this is the migration of the monarch butterfly. Deforestation in Mexico has reduced the number of suitable breeding sites for the butterflies, while the development of agricultural land and cities in the United States has reduced the amount of milkweed, the primary food source for caterpillars. In addition, climate change is altering migration patterns. Changing temperatures and unpredictable weather conditions make it harder for animals to predict the best times to migrate, and warmer winters can disrupt the availability of food sources in northern regions. Some species may be forced to adapt by altering their migratory patterns, but others may face extinction if they are unable to cope with the changing environment. 9. The future of animal migration. As our understanding of animal migration deepens, so too does our awareness of the threats these migratory species face. In an era of climate change and rapid urbanization, preserving the natural paths and habitats that animals rely on during migration is more crucial than ever. Conservation efforts are underway around the world to create wildlife corridors, protect natural habitats, and reduce the impact of human activity on migratory routes. By better understanding the unique needs of migratory animals, we can work to ensure that these incredible journeys continue for generations to come. Conclusion: the migration of animals across continents is one of nature's most awe-inspiring phenomena. From the long flights of birds to the vast migrations of mammals and even the smaller journeys of insects, these migrations are integral to the survival of species and the health of ecosystems. While animal migration has been a part of the natural world for millions of years, human activities and climate change have posed significant threats to these ancient patterns. However, as scientists and conservationists continue to study and protect migratory species, there is hope that future generations of animals will be able to continue their great journeys, and we, as humans, can play a key role in ensuring that these remarkable feats of nature endure. This article should cover a variety of fascinating aspects about animal migration, including specific examples, reasons for migration, navigation techniques, and the challenges animals face in today's world. Let me know if you would like further elaboration on any section.